Anyway, today, I'm not going to complain about how brain dead I was about not instancing any of this, but we're going to make a material for the tops of the caps, which I think is something that is probably included in the meshes, but I forgot to import all the textures from the meshes, and I don't want to import the textures from the meshes again because they're built into the FBX files, and that requires re-importing the mesh data. Or does it? Can I... Hold on. If I go to Throne and Dining, hold on. Bear with me. If I go to G, if I go to Science Assets, and then I go to Dining Throne Room, I'm worried now. Dining Throne Room. And I go to, is it Tunnel 1, FBX? Full.fbx. And I drag this in. Right, here we go. Import textures do not create materials. Yes. But also, I don't want to import the meshes. It does not look like I can import textures from an FBX file. So we'll just cancel that. And it shouldn't have imported anything. Groovy, baby. Yeah, so I can't see chat now. It seems to be a tower in the land. Psychoist Antonia goes back in time to follow her ancestors on their amazing journey to get the glowing shrooms. Damn it. There seems to be a tower in the land. I'm confused. Tower in the land? Tower in the land? Tower in the land? Tower in the land. I mean, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no, no, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah. It's so cool. I don't know what's cool, but I'm glad you're enjoying it, Blint. Nice. Clever, thank you for the shout out. Oh my god, what the hell? Stop it. Stop it. All of you, just calm down. Very calm down. Anyway, so yeah, we can't import textures without importing the 3D. Next time, I'll be more prudent in importing the textures, and I won't do a smelly. I won't do a smelly like that again. Promise. Maybe later I'll re-import the meshes and then the textures with the meshes in a separate folder, and then do something with them, because it'd be nice to have the textures, you know what I mean? Stuff like the table and the pillar are obviously going to have really nice textures to work with, maybe the floor, and it'd be nice to not have to remake everything from scratch. Like stuff like the mushroom, you can't even see me pointing at my screen. What am I doing here? The mushroom in the foreground there, or the background, that has its own set of textures and normals and stuff, and they're really good. So I'm probably just going to have to resign myself to do that. I'll make a scratch folder. So make a new file. I don't think we need a 2K texture for this. 512 maybe, by 512. 1 megabyte of RAM. Jesus. Okay, so we have our alpha layer. We'll make a new paint layer. And I guess we don't really need an alpha layer. So what this is, this set of paint swatches, I don't like it. Oh, animation color, oh no. Concept cookie, default, gradient, markers, swatches, swatch RGB, it's swatch RGB apparently, swatch colored gray, swatch CMYK, web. Hey, I know those colors. That's the default palette from fucking Magic of Voxel. This looks okay. So we want like a mushroom color, right? I'm just going to fill the whole thing in mushroom color. Don't mind me. And the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to... You love the scroll wheel sound? Well, Reno, how about this? No scroll wheel sound. Ninja scroll wheel. I should really turn the scroll. It's just annoying because there's no resistance to it when you don't lock it. So like you can just accidentally nudge it sometimes, right? When you don't mean to, which isn't great. I like the novelty of being able to yeet down like a long page of text, but a lot of times it doesn't work because each scroll event creates a discrete scroll amount. It's not like swiping up on a touchpad or anything. It's kind of unintuitive at the beginning. But we're going to go to the science meshes. We're going to go to throne and dining. And we're not going to look at any of the full poly. Shwoo! We need to clean all that up as well. Please remind me one day to clean that up. So we need SM Shand lower caps, SM Shand upper caps. Oh, I know why this didn't work. It's because the UV is for both of them, and I'm an idiot. I only did the UV for one of them. UV editor. So I didn't do the UV for this one, right? So if we display the checkerboard background, we'll see that this big cap here, hello, this, oh no, nope, I'm gonna select them all. This big cap here, will you work with me here? I go into move mode and you stop moving things. This guy goes here, and then I hear that they're improving this in Unreal Engine 5, 5 dot whatever. And then we drag this out to a size. I want to keep these four clear for the top, right? So theoretically, we could pack this more efficiently by moving this up one and to the left. But is it just me, or is it not centered? It's not centered. It's kind of annoying, that. Kind of a little bit very annoying. There we go. So we have that there like that, and then we grab this one as well, and we do the same thing. We move this down to the bottom, and we hello scale tool, and we scale it up. It's not aligned. It is aligned. It just needs to be aligned. OCD intensifies, yeah. That's the one. I think we could probably make the middle shroom a little bit bigger. So if we just grab all those, just drag it out a little bit. Right, so you can see now that we have a decent light map. It should probably be the other way around. Like, the underside is what you're going to see more than the upper side, but I feel bad like making them that way. Anyway, so we have this, and I kind of want to match it to the other one. So let's get the other one as well, the SM Shan lower caps. I'm really happy that they put a UV editor into this, but I'm also kind of not happy because it's kind of hard to use and a little bit janky sometimes. So this is different, right? This is significantly, it's not that different, but it's, for one thing, we didn't rotate it, so it's obviously a little bit wrong already. And so this comes out to the first pin in D1 and the first pin in D8 and the first, right, okay, so it's slightly too big. That's what we're trying to say. Comes out to there. What's not ideal about it? What's not ideal about anything? everything. It's not ideal because we have a biased light map. So the underside is what you're going to see most, but the light map is smaller because it has a small amount of detail. And it might have been a clever idea to make that the other way around, but at the same time, I kind of limited amount of being able to care about that because it's a very small thing and it's just going to be lit with some glowies anyway. Doesn't really seem to make a lot of difference. Like, I don't think it'll affect the fidelity. Like, it's already a bigger light map than it was originally, so it's an improvement. But I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Don't worry about it, Bullet. So this goes up to basically just like a quarter of a block, 1.5/8 of a block. It's also in the wrong place, so to there, and then like that big. Yeah, we happy with that now? So I see there's a lot of wasted space, but it's fine, right? Is it fine? Maybe it's not fine. Maybe it would have been better if I'd done the UVs for the models that I'd made this out of first, and then done this. And then even now, if we're going to do that anyway, oh my god. Do I have to think that deep about it right now? It's fine, right, Blunt? We can just do it like this, and then later in the game, if it becomes an issue, we can make it into something else that's something else. Yeah. I think we're going to wait until it's an issue before fixing it. Because if we start fixing issues that don't exist, we're going to end up wasting a whole bunch of time fixing issues that aren't even issues yet, right? If it becomes an issue, we can solve it and we know how to solve it. Until it's an issue, we don't need to. Excuse me. So we're gonna take a little. Oh, good. So I connected the buggy controller to my PC, and after I did that, when I used Snip and Sketch, oh Jesus, that's big. When I used Snip and Sketch, it was that's a tiny texture, tiny little baby texture. They'll be fine, right? Everybody just smile and nod. Be fine. Sorry, I have no idea what I was gonna say then. Whoops. Thanks, brain. Opacity is fine, but we're gonna change it to multiply. Opacity is not fine, apparently. So there we go. We have our UV available. So this is like doing UVs backwards, right? So typically, what you do with a UV is you in your 3D modeling software, you align your UV. It's too saturated, but it's also not dark enough. So in the traditional sense, when you're doing a UV, what you meant to do is you're meant to get the image that your texture is already, and that looks kind of weird to me. I don't know why. It does look kind of weird though, doesn't it? It's that kind of pinky hues around here that are going crazy. It's fine. We'll don't worry about it too much. think it'll be absolutely a-okay. And then the underside. What do we do with the underside? We already discussed that it was basically just a milky white, but you have a dirty mind, so don't ask you what it looks like. It's just a little bit too pink, you know, around here. Like, it's brown here, but then it's got a weird color here, weird color banding. As I say, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm not a fan of using actual textures. Like, it may be a surprise to everyone watching this, but I prefer if textures were not used in video games. You know what I mean? I think we need like the hint that there are fronds. The kind of the idea that there may be little frilly boys under the underside of the mushroom. Pleats. I'm gonna hand draw on with a mouse because this is a natural object, and we don't need to get mechanically perfection. They do need to be longer than that, though. To about there. Happy little mushroom frills. Absolutely. Ugh! Where's my cursor? There it is. I know it's bright green, but sometimes you just can't see it. We can duplicate it, and then we can rotate it. And they really aren't that well defined on the bottom of these mushrooms, because these mushrooms are small, for one, and two, I don't know why else they're not that well defined. They're small frills on a small mushroom. What can I say? So we're gonna. Oh, that is beautiful. Is that not beautiful? How it's messed up the middle, and it's messed up the outsides. I love it. Layers are the best, absolutely. So we're actually gonna just merge all those together because I'm lazy. How do I merge? How do I merge in this? I do this wrong every time. Is it Control Shift-E? Nope. No. Oh, I just select them all and press Control E. Control E is merge, but it says merge with the layer underneath, which is confusing. Anyway, now that we have them merged, I can go to the radial gradient tool and witness this. If I just maybe make that a little bit more opaque. And then if we... Oh my goodness, I don't know what's going on here. Oh. Kind of like that, but a little bit less like that. See, it gets a bit too wishy-washy if you space it out that far. Oh no. But I kind of want to punch. I want to kind of close the hole. You know what I mean? So if I add this to a group, maybe, and then I make a vector shape, maybe. If I add a vector layer, that would help. And then I just group. And then we edit the vector shape with this. The geometry X. So we'll make it a circle. We'll fill it. We won't have an outline. And then we go. So then we can use transform a layer section, move a layer. Oh, the transforming. So if we align the central with that, and then we bring it in, and then we do that, and then we do that. Yes. 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 There we go. So that can actually be normal. So that's not going to sample anything below it because there's nothing in its group below it to sample, which is kind of annoying. And it's also not quite clipping the fronds exactly to the circle. Which, ironically, I know I said before that we didn't want it to be exact, but I kind of want it to be exact. Anyway. So that's where the stalk goes, and then that, and then there'll be a little bit of an overhang from the cap at the top here, which we can see. In fact, I think the cap is actually overhanged. The cap overhangs anyway, so we didn't need to do any of that. And I'm an Egypt. Okay, so we still need this, but this group can now get transformed to just a bit larger than the original thing, and it's also not centered. It's beautiful. Great. So there we have the little frillies on the underside. I was thinking there was like a dot on the picture, but it's a mark on my screen. I'll get rid of that, please. It's gone. It's mostly gone. I need to clean this. I don't know what it is. Like, how would I get a mark on a screen that I never touch? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Don't even think about answering that. What is this? Wraparound mode. Oh, nice. They put a button for that now. Export. Asset archive. 2D. New folder. Antonia. What did I save it as? As a Krita? Sugar. I mean, great, but also I wanted a PNG. Wanted a PNG. Pong. Store alpha? No. We don't have any alpha. We do have to store the alpha though. We do have to store the alpha because it requires. We could put data in the alpha later if we wanted to. I think we need to. Do we need to? Whatever. Anyway, now that we have that, we can go to our content folder. We can freeze the engine. GG. Asset archive. 2D. Antonia. Looks at Turner. Content. Mana textures. So yeah, the reason we don't like textures is because texture lookups are slow and boring, and textures take up a lot of memory. Anyway, we go to this, and then we people friendship. M. Is it Mycena or Mycene? Is it Mycena? Mycenae is a place in Greece. Looks like Turner cap. I'm getting rid of that. Force delete. Get slapped. Create material instance. MI. Texture object. This is. There it is. That is not good. Texture sample. Text coordinate. Yeah? We all good so far, right? We're all gravy so far. This is making sense. We got a texture sample, a texture object, a texture coordinate giving it the UVs. And if we were to plug the RGB now into the base color, we would get a mushroom flavor upon our mushroom cape, if I'm not very much mistaken. Offline, Offline? No, I'm here. I'm back. Oops. Yeah, we need to select the correct mesh, of course. Which is... Did we die? Yeah, my video encoder died. Once again. We did. There we go! Panic! Check it out, though. Check it out. Isn't that beautiful? That's beautiful, right? You thought it was your Wi-Fi again. Yeah, no. I was like, why don't I have any viewers? Why does my timer say 0 seconds? And then I look over and OBS is like, oh, by the way. That looks pretty legit, not gonna lie. Anyway, so we need a couple of radial gradient exponents. I don't know why we were having such a hard time with this the other day. Noise. Ab. What position? Which we then frac first and then multiply. And this is a vector parameter. Noise scale. Component mask. RGB. Because it's a 3-dimensional noise texture. And this is basically going to give us the same kind of thing as this. Libations banner is up? Incorrect. This is the technical difficulties banner, you know. This is the libations banner. There you go. Different colors, just to be sure. It's very glowy, isn't it? It's very glowy. Technical difficulties. I don't know why, but the frame rate on the libations one seems worse than the one with the technical difficulties. I would like to point out, everybody... Is my mic okay, by the way? My mic didn't go all grumbly and growly, did it? That usually happens if the NVENC dies or OBS gets overloaded. Yes. Wait, my mic is oh, it's fine. Okay. And we don't want that to be 0. We don't want that to be a multiply at all, do we? We want that to be a divide. Never mind. Or do we want it to be a multiply? Let's go with like a 10. We want it to be a divide. Scalar parameter, which is going to be radius. Scalar parameter, which is going to be density. So default value is going to be 0.5, of course. Density is going to be 0.5, of course. Object pivot point, maybe? Now you really want stuffed mushrooms? Damn, Reno. You know, I had some really nice mushrooms with a steak the other day. So good. They were on offer as well. I don't know why they were on offer, but they were so good. They were portobello mushroom. Do you know the portobello mushroom, Reno? Do you know I've had a burger which was just 2 portobello mushrooms? It was actually really, really good. Can't remember where I had it. It was 2 portobello mushrooms. It had like a stuffing in between. You love portobellos? They're great. Had like a stuffing in between and like some cheese on top and like some sauce and relish, tomatoes. Regular burger stuff. But it was just so good. Anyway, we gotta fly blind for a quick second because apparently object pivot point doesn't want to give us any information in the browser. So I'm gonna assume it's fine. And I'm gonna nice. Yeah. Please don't crash my NVENC again. Live. Appears that nothing has happened. Which is very interesting. You had some really good steak Saturday at your aunt's 80th birthday party. Well, that's nice. If I could really quickly get the material, I'm gonna drag this off to one side for a sec. Not the texture, the materials. Get the material instance. We don't need those anymore. Oh, we haven't saved this, right? We haven't applied it? Do the changes, bro. Uh-oh. I'm not gonna lie, the steak that I had was really bad. I burnt it so badly. And it was like, it was really thick, and then it was really tough, and I did a bad job at cooking it, not gonna lie. Okay, so that's interesting. Is that not interesting? Are these not using the same? Hmm? They are. They are using that. Okay. Multiply instead of an add. We use the brain sometimes. Yes, we do. Go to the noise. And 2 levels, turbulence, output minimum. That's one thing your family's good at, grilling meat. I'm good at it, Reno. I wanted a bad steak. That's the difference. Like I had the urge for that late 90s nostalgia where pubs were like a family space where you'd have people just drinking beer and smoking cigarettes. It's not a good thing by any stretch of the imagination. Don't get nostalgia confused with actually good practices to be doing in a pub. But I just had a feeling. I had a feeling like I wanted some really shit, badly cooked pub food, and I did. And it was burnt. The egg was burnt. The mushrooms were okay. Mushrooms were the best bit of it, and the steak was burnt. And I was extremely satisfied, and I went to bed. A really strange set of things. Stop previewing that note, please. Like, I appreciate your enthusiasm there, friend, but now is not the time. Oh, it's coming down now. I'm so glad I bought an umbrella. Like 2 weeks back. Because I've had a series of really, really bad umbrellas in my history. The last good umbrella I had was when I lived in Japan. And like, it rains a lot in Japan. It makes sense. And like, you can go into a convenience store and you can pay the equivalent of like $10, £10, 1,000 yen, maybe 1,200 if you go to like a Lawson's or something, because they usually have the unmarket stuff. And you can pay that money, and you can get an extremely good, businessman-looking umbrella, wooden handle, steel tubing, practically indestructible. It was a true shame that I had to leave it behind. For many people, because I think there was an agreement with the tenancy to not leave anything in the apartment when you left. But like, there was no way I could. It was bigger than my bag. It's an umbrella size thing. I'm pretty sure you're actually allowed to take an umbrella on a plane, but yeah, I didn't think about it. I didn't want to risk it. It was what it was. Did I ever get a coat? No, but I was looking at one. I wonder if I can find it. It would help if I spelled literally anything in my search right. Oh my god. How do I get this? Can't even right click on this website. What the fuck? Open image in new tab. There you go. I was looking at this. It might be a little bit too sporty, but I really like the look of it. It looks horrible in photographs, but like in real life, it's a much deeper burgundy, and the collar's got this real nice pattern to it. I don't know. I don't know. At least an umbrella is something the parent can reuse. It's not like I left a box of vibrators behind. I mean, that's a cool coat. Oh, thank you, Reno. Everyone else that I show, everyone, anything else that I like the look of, they're all like, that's garbage. Why would you even want that? I see the problem. Apartment. Yeah, well, I guess. I see the problem. I've done a bad. I need an ad after the multiply. I guess I should just use a multiply ad node, but I'm scared to use those. Because I don't think they do what I think they do. There I am. That's right, Bullen. I'm back. The auto cucumber is aggressive this week, yes. Yeah, what did I leave in my apartment? I left umbrella, frying pan, a knife. Basically, all the useful stuff that I'd bought that were too heavy or too big to fit in my luggage. Like, I threw away everything that was actual garbage, right? I drank all the whiskey, I drank all the Mozart, I threw away, the plastic bottles and stuff like that. I didn't leave trash in the apartment. I left usable assets that, granted, weren't expensive, but also might be helpful to someone. But then again, I'm under the understanding that Japan's feelings towards used items is not conducive to leaving things behind after yourself. A little bit of a shame, but c'est la vie. So what I'm trying to do here is use a noise material to add just a little bit of... Oh, I see. It's doing some weird stuff. Except when they were into secondhand blue jeans. We don't mention that period of time, Reno. That's a lost dark age. So maybe object pivot point isn't the right thing that we wanted to use. So typically we're going to be in world space. Maybe it's the frac that's doing us dirty. Because frac is going to lead to a bunch of stepping, right? And we don't want that, right? But at the same time, if we have an object pivot point which is near the 0 point, right? It's going to mess up. I guess we just have to remember not to put anything near 0. But this has the opposite problem, right? Of You know what I mean? This has the opposite problem of wherever the object pivot is, it's gonna get boofed. It's gonna get like you could have an object pivot at 18, 38, 29, right? 6-digit grid reference in all 4 directions, right? And that's gonna mess up because it's not gonna be able to do this with this. This isn't a 0 to 1 scale, right? And that's kind of annoying. And we can't just use UV because it throws a hissy fit when you try and put a UV in. I figured frac was going to be enough, but it doesn't seem to be enough. Maybe it's the divide. Maybe we put the frac back in. So this returns the fractional component of whatever it is. So if it's at 199.69 or if it's at 0.69, it's going to return 0.69 no matter what. That feels right. Yeah, you understand? You with me so far? And then instead of dividing by a large number, we'll divide by a small number, right? And we'll see if that gives us a better... Doesn't seem to be doing anything. Well, how did I do this one? Huh? Let's just steal the code that we used for this noise. Because this works. This works perfectly. Absolute world position. Divide by the noise scale. Noise. Rotate vector, custom rotator, max, and then frac again, and then lerp 3 color. So the frac there is just used to lerp. I'm not sure that looks correct, but do you know what it can exceed, can't it? Sorry, I'm an idiot. Noise is a continuous 3D structure essentially, right? So it doesn't matter if it's it doesn't matter if it goes beyond 1 or 0 or 2 or 8 or whatever. So we'll just have a divide. It's typically a multiply, but you typically want to multiply by small numbers to reduce the number because the noise is 0 to 1 in a 0 to 1 range. So if you have a thing which is beyond the 0 to 1 in the 0 to 1 range, you want to stretch it out by reducing the coordinates, right? If you understand what I'm saying? I hope you understand what I'm saying, right? You want to stretch the coordinates out by reducing the numbers by which they increase by. And this, we actually need to, or minus, shut up. I think that works. I think we may encounter like a cosine offset thing that you have with like volume mixers, but I think that should just be fine. So basically what we want to do is we just want to add some noise to the darkened area of the mushroom cap, right? That's all we want to do. And fingers crossed we're going to be able to do it now. We save that, push the changes over to the instance, and we get the instance out here in the actual world. Was that an autosave or are you actually doing it now? I'm confused. Oh, hello. Okay, we got something going on here. Did I actually forget to do the thing? Yes. Yes, I did. Like that? Because we don't want to add the mask. We want to add the result of the mask multiplied onto the color channel, right? It's preparing the shaders. But at the same time, you see, what we don't want to do is alter the shading of the cap. Yeah. We don't want to add that to the original shading of the cap. Because if we do that, the values are going to be doubled. Whatever, I guess. Has been applied, allegedly. It's definitely changing something. We're just going to have a look at what it does. Because at the moment, yeah, that doesn't look right to me. Do you know what it might be? It might be 0.1 is probably still too much. Too high a value to have on the noise as a baseline. So between 1% and 100% maybe. You don't tend to get. Maybe we should make it dip below, but then have it clamped between 0 and 1. That would end up with some more impressive marbling, I think. So you can see there's very little contrast in the noise, if any contrast at all. I think it might be because we're using pivot point instead of world position. So we'll try it with world position instead, because this is going to sample the world position of the pixel that we're at. Ah, that's better. That's better. Hey, that's better. We only want to add 0.5 maybe. So the lowest it can give out is 0.5 minus 0.5. Would they have to use something other than these fungi in the fungus farm room since it kills other fungus? Kleber, thank you for the raid. Oh my god. No warning today. For lights. They use LED strip lighting in the fungus rooms. Don't worry, we know. He wasn't paying attention. No, it was a funny joke, sorry. Welcome Raiders. Welcome Clever. Ah. You need some clarity. It's a Claire raid. Raw. Thank you so much. How was your stream, Claire? And what were you streaming? And how are you? That's right, you bamboozled Reno already. I'm bamboozling myself, so you don't even need to worry about that. So here we go. That looks way more like a noise that we could use. Now post office and a nap. Lots of love. Enjoy your post office. Enjoy your nap. Thank you so much for the raid. Elite, video edit, Fallout, Skyrim, video edit, Skyrim. Wow, that's a lot. Thanks for dropping your people off here. Welcome raiders, by the way. You've raided into me being confused, mostly. Well, you can't even see what I'm doing here. I'm such a scrub. I'm trying to add some detail marbling, which is probably something entirely superfluous to this mushroom. I'll avoid putting a divide in here, but I'm going to put a divide in here anyway. Divide by 2? Probably a divide by 1.6. Kind of want to mask off the very top. I don't know. I keep thinking to myself, it's kind of backwards to the way I want it. So I could just 1 minus, right? I could just throw 1 minus in here. There's one. And it would just do that, right? It would just invert it. Just take turbulence out, so it's just splotchies. No twisty turnies. Oh yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Is that not beautiful? Is that not what a mushroom cap looks like? I am. No. Were it that I were a mushroom, maybe, but not in the current form. Whoa! You just went live, Berlin? Everybody go check him out. Mana and the caps are beautiful. I don't know what to say anymore, Reno. I don't know what to say. There you go. They look kind of They look kind of gross here, but they look fine in the scene, I think. So, radius 0.5. Density 0.5. Well, let's have a look at the underside, huh? With those frillies? Hello? You're not live? The bot had a sneeze? Aww. Oh, frillies on the other side. Like it. They look so good. They look adequate, yeah. I'm shocked at how good they look. Yeah, bless your bot. Needs a good old clean out of the sinuses, I think. Okay, the other properties of the mushroom. So they have a little glow through spot at the top here where the stem attaches. You can see that beautiful. Very crusty. The default value is going to be what, 0.125, an eighth of the UV space. And we can get the glow color from this. It's a very good glow color, I think. Claire left her PC on. Oh no. That is way too big. 0.0625? G density. Default value 1. I Hey, cutie kitty. Welcome back. You shall collect orbs for her. Yes. Let's move this out of the way. Hello, Reno, and also hello the rest of chat. Rest of chat, did you witness that, please? How am I doing? I'm okay. We're having some fun with some fungi, yeah. Promote to parameter. This is going to be G gradient strong. G gradient strength. Probably actually wants to be a lerp between the two, doesn't it? And not this at all. So yeah, I'm not gonna do an add. I'm gonna do a lerp. A linear interpolate. And A is gonna be noisy, B is gonna be plain, and the lerp is going to be, sorry, I don't need that. Lerp is gonna be driven by that, the alpha. Oh, we're getting serious now, making reroute nodes. Oh, snap. And that goes into the multiply for the color, G color. Default value 1. What's happened? No! You always be the center of the party because you're the fun guy. Leave yourself out with that pun. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. I don't know what happened there. My keyboard was in mode 2. Default value 1. Default value 0.5. So this just blends between it being a radial gradient that it shows the glow in and it not being a radial gradient that it shows the glow in. It being the noisy radial gradient that we pull from here. And the glow intensity as well, I guess. We probably should have the glow intensity. The glow intensity is stored in the alpha channel for the glow color. It's totally badass. The alpha is currently set to 4 because that's what it was in the original one. I get the feeling that's going to cause some problems in a rendering pipeline like the Swimch. I get the feeling the Switch isn't going to enjoy that kind of maths. It's going to be like, you can't have a value bigger than 1 in a vector 4 in your code, bro. And I will just say, I care not. But that's way too glowy, as we already all know and accept. So we're going to set the G color alpha to like 1. Just a regular amount of glowy. And we bring ourselves to this moment. Now, as I understand it, fungus caps aren't typically very shiny or metallic. So we're gonna have some specular to kind of fake subsurface. We'll have some speculative fake subsurface. What am I looking at here? Good. Great. Fantastic. Save. That looks pretty good. It's still a bit bright. Like, under direct sunlight, you can still see it, which is illegal and impossible. But, hey, you know what? It's not too bad. May end up adding something like a panner to it to, you know, pan the noise in a direction or two. So you get kind of like a buzz and glow. Shiny shrooms. This is what they look like. Like, I'm not even... Like, we already looked them up on Google, right? We already looked them up. This is what they look like. I mean, the cap's a slightly different shape, but they got the brown little bit in the middle, and they fade to a cream, and then the stem glows green, and then where's the one with the shine through? We saw some with some shine through. Just to prove that I ain't lying. There you go. There's some shine through at the top of the cap there. You can see where it just connects. Beautiful. I figure, you know, we'd make an educational game, try and make it as, you know, accurate as possible. In any way that we can make it accurate, right? That seems like a friendly and fun thing to do, right? That seems like the correct aspiration for our goals. The color I typically don't want to change. In fact, I kind of want to make that a video game constant, right? It's a very good color for glowy stuff, for green glowy stuff, for natural bioluminescent green blue glowy, which is the most common color. It's the brightest, most easily seen by most mammals, and maybe some insects. I don't know. But yeah, chandelier. Feel like we're gonna get awards for this game? I don't think so. I don't anticipate awards being received for this game. I do anticipate my GPU is about to throw a hissy fit though. So, yeah. So we'll just finish up the last little bit, the MSRA, which I typically just put in as a. There's no normal for this either, which is kind of rough, but. Do I just have like a rough normal? Billboard 4K roughness texture. You'll buy that. That's a little bit too harsh. I guess we probably want our own. That actually looks surprisingly good. Too good, in fact. Normal blend. Well, hot damn. That's hacky, and I'm going to comment it saying that this is hacky and needs to be replaced with an actual thing. Replace me. And then MSRA. The fuck was that noise? Stop it. Stop it. Hey, I'm watching you, buddy. It's probably a spider. A large spider. It's my Dreamcast keyboard cable of all things that it could have been. vector parameter, which is going to be MSRA, because we don't control these with textures typically. Not in my world. Not in my line of duty. So metallic goes to red, specular. We can. Roughness and anisotropy. So 0 metallic, specular, we'll put that on like a 0.3 because it's roughness we're going to put at 1. It's full rough. So specular is a really weird one, right? So specular changes the amount of light applied to the reflective properties of the surface, right? So when it's rough, it increases the base light kind of scattering from the object, right? So if we have a specular of 0, it gets darker, right? If we have a specular of 1, it gets really washed out and creamy. So you can use this as like fake subsurface scattering for things which are slightly translucent on the surface. You can just give it a value 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, and it just boosts the kind of reflectivity of the surface a little bit. But if we have the roughness at 0, all it does is increase the peak shininess of the reflectance areas, right? So you can see that it gets a bit weird. So you want the roughness to be, 0.9 to 1. So it's really not very shiny at all. And then in anisotropy, set that as 1. I don't know. Maybe don't set it as 1. It's kind of added like a satin sheen to it. I don't like it. So we'll set that at like 0.1. Just to, I don't know. So what anisotropy does is it changes the amount by which the surface can skew a reflection. And it gets a bit weird. It gets a bit weird at large values. So we typically don't want to change it beyond whatever it is. But like for things like polished mirror surfaces, setting it to 1 can get you a better reflection result, as I understand it. But you'd want to couple that with like a planar reflection capture and all sorts of different things to fake reflections in video games. All sorts of different methods to slow down your PC. Anyway, that is it, I think, for the mushroom shader at the moment. So we'll close this down. We'll just have a little last tweak of the one that's actually in the level so we can see it in real time, being affected in real time by real time. So yeah, we want a normal for those fronds, definitely. But I really like the rough snow. The rough snow for the top, at least. So we could probably have a mask. We could probably make a really cheesy mask. That is a really good normal just for some noise. That's scary, man. Anyway, so we've got this one out here. So we've got the color. We don't want to change that. We don't want to change the MSRA. We don't want to change the noise scale. We've already changed the noise scale. Density. 0.8. Like the default is like 2.5. Oh wow, yeah, okay, wow. Kind of like it, kind of like close to 1. Like it gives it just a little bit more depth to the burning of the caps, and you can see now that they're all slightly different. You know what I mean? Just brings your attention to the fact that I spent a lot of time making this. How dare you? The glow is fine. I think the glow is fine. And the reflectancy is pretty good. So I guess the only thing else to add would be all like the point lights. Or the beam lights, whatever we're going to use for lights, and however it's going to disperse light into the area. So I figured a point light that doesn't cast shadows like here, that's kind of green, and then a directional light. I don't know where the directional light would be. It's really tempting just to put a not a directional light, a spotlight from each one of these caps. 12 spotlights per chandelier, and it would be so stinky. It would tank performance. Like, unless the lighting was entirely baked, it would be unfeasible, basically. Even with Lumen. Someone's going to bring up the fact that Lumen, even with Lumen, it would be silly. Anyway, it's time to start getting ready for a couple of days, so I'm going to save all these files. I'm going to close down the engine so it doesn't tank my PC. I'm going to go grab a drink. and get warmed up for cup of the day. No. I see, exporting it didn't save it. It did save it, but didn't save it. So it wasn't saved as a file, but it did save it. But it wasn't saved, but it was. I am back. I did not quack. A large part of me is curious as to what we're gonna do here. I'm very sorry, everybody. Oh. Got your birthday gift from Claire's parents. Posh slippers. Nice. Very nice. I feel like this is wrong of us to do, but I need to see it. Just think about how wasteful this is. What do you mean, no? Memory foam. Ooh. So allegedly, the engine really does not appreciate this many spotlights being in the scene, apparently. Really does not appreciate it. But that's what it would look like lit, which kind of just looks like a spotlight directly down, if you ask me. Also, some of these aren't pointing in the right direction, I don't feel. This one. This one's pointing in exactly the wrong direction. Ooh. This one as well. And this one as well. Dash Ace, you should have 100k obbies in 3 or 4 weeks. Oh my goodness gracious me. I didn't change the category. Oops. Yeah, so if we look at this, this really does boil down to basically a single spotlight from here with an internal cone like that and an external cone like that. So if we just if we just delete these and we're gonna add another spotlight back in, we're gonna add it where you have been added. We can actually just grab the jewels location because then we can just change the Z. Copy. Paste. Oh yeah, beautiful. About like that. Is it going to cast shadows from the inside of the thing? No, apparently not. Oops. So the inner cone angle is going to be that, and the outer cone angle is going to be like that, right? Source radius. We can soften? We can soften the shadows by increasing the size of the radius. Interesting. I kind of like it having a shadow of the chandelier underneath the chandelier. First time chat. Hey, sorry to interrupt, but can I ask you a question real quick? You just did, and that was your one and only. No, I'm just kidding. Go for it. If it creates Marjun, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Hope you enjoy it here. Let me add you to the overlay. What is your question, new viewer? Yeah, I thought I'd hit him with the old switcheroo, but I'm interested. Maybe you can help me out with my Twitch customized graphic designs. You can send some of your work on Discord. Thank you for the offer, but I'm not interested. You mean the overlay on the Twitch video, right? See, it's alright. Just hit you and whisper you need some graphics. Thank you, though. Good luck on my stream. Well, thanks for stopping by. Good luck on... no, that's a problem. Good luck on finding people to graphic design for. That is a problem. That is a problem. It's a problem. It's probably not actually a problem. I'm probably being melodramatic about the whole affair. Canduelas. Where are my canduelas? Unitless brightness. Lumen? Ah, here we go. 29 lumens. I don't think I even have a torch that's capable of doing 29 lumens. No, I take that back. Actually, the Olight that does a 20. That has a 20 lumen moonlight mode. Typical torches start at about 250 lumens, and they go on all the way up to about 1,000. That's not what we wanted, really, is it? You see, the problem is we don't get the cool shadow on the ground without the light passing through the thing. But at the same time, that's not what we wanted, is it? Goodness, your nuclear piece of amber there. So if we put this like at the tip of the thing, it's gonna look weird. Source length. Maybe if we have a source length like 50 units, right? Okay. My word. And the source length is like that. Okay, so these are tied together. Alright, okay. Oh yeah, you see. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. That seems like something that's going to become extremely buggy extremely quickly. So... Where is it? That doesn't seem to do anything. This, however, is just shadow calculation maths. In the middle, maybe? I'm sure it's something that we can work out. And now we're back. We can also give a shout out to Bardi, who gave us a shout out 39 minutes ago. Enjoy a shout out, Badeki. Talented video game developer, also working on an Antonia lore game. One day, right now, or in his off time, or whenever he does it. Pump Iron. This is what I get. This is what I get. This is the reward that I reap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. How did he know? He's probably got like a button that's just linked directly to that redeem. Put some starch in those noodle arms. 0% starch in the noodle arms. And also thank you Nosamore 2Based for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Hope you enjoy it. Here, let me add you to the overlay. Very good. Very cool overlay. We're just messing with the position of a spotlight around this beastie. I feel like it having a soft radius is nice. So we can see the effect that that has, right? It has absolutely no effect on anything that we were just doing there. It has absolutely 0% effect. Oh my god. It's just the hardness of the shadows that it gives off. Fuck's sake. You kidding me? You really actually being serious right now? That makes me angry. Makes me very angry. So obviously, for obvious reasons, we don't want the light source to be in the gem, right? The gem is not a place we want the light source to be, because it looks a little bit crazy. Stuff gets weird. We also typically want the light source to be below the caps, right? But we also want the light source to be above the caps, because there's one up here and there's one down here. I don't want to use two lights to do both of these, right? And that is way too much shadow underneath, right? What if we... This just increases the center spotlight of the spotlight, right? And this decreases the outer spotlight of the spotlight. So they were both perfectly fine numbers. I don't know what just happened there. 65, hello? Not 56. And 25. They're perfectly fine numbers. Right, okay. So the source radius has a function as well. It casts light inside its dome, right? So if we have 250 on the source radius, it doesn't quite touch the floor, so it doesn't cast light in the dome. It does touch that table, so there's a little bit of extra light on the table. But it also adds light on all this stuff, maybe? Where's the fucking you? Get out. So right now we're only previewing this, which is pretty wild if you ask me. But you see, as we increase that, we get spill of the light over the surrounding area, stuff like here. I don't know why it's freaking out so hard, but Lumen's doing his best, okay? It's living his best life. Yeah, we turned the sun off, don't worry. I was going to build like a little room for this, but this was an easier option, actually. Increasing the soft source radius doesn't seem to do anything, right? Okay. And the source length, again. Oh, wait, no, it did do something. So it's reducing the amount of goop. It's reducing the amount of glare at the center of the radius of the source. But that's not something we actually want, right? Right? Wrong? Maybe we just suck it up and we put this entirely below. I don't know why it's down there. We put this entirely, we put it directly at the point at the bottom of the chandelier. We remove the source radius. Can have a little bit of a source radius. Do we? Don't we? Do we? Don't we? You're going to buy a game development course. Which one do you think you should take? Unity or Unreal Engine 5 training? Well, I would probably recommend not paying for anything unless you know what you're getting into. So I would probably recommend downloading one or both of the engines and trying them out before you make a decision on what you're going to spend money on. There are numerous free courses for both Unreal Engine and Unity available, both from the official sources and on YouTube, and I'd strongly recommend checking those out before paying for some kind of course. That's what I'm going to say. I prefer Unreal Engine 5 to Unity. I have had rough times trying to get Unity to work in every stage that I've tried to get it to work for me. If you want the nitty and the gritty, per $1 million you make on your product in each software application, you'll pay, I think, 14% less, or is it 6% less if you developed it in Unity based on their pricing strategy of like 2017. I think that was the last time I looked. Obviously, you can work all these stats out yourself just by going to their website. You'll have an accurate kind of representation of the money that you'll be spending based on your licensing costs. But that does require you to make money. And Unity will start charging you for your license fees after the first $100,000 you make on your product. But the licensing fee is less than with Unreal Engine, which is capped at $1 million per product. It's you've got to do some quick maths based on if you're going to sell your product at X value and you're going to sell X units, and that's your prediction. That's your kind of that's not really the realm of a game developer's kind of scope of business, unless of course they are a sole developer, and then they have to think of literally everything a company has to do. But if you want my opinion on the subject, Unreal Engine, absolutely bussin', fantastic. You get a whole suite of absolutely insane tools to use when you're using an Unreal Engine project. Not saying you can't use Megascans from Quixel Bridge if you're using Unity, but you'll have to pay for the Quixel Bridge licensing fee, which is, if I remember, quite expensive. I think it's $140 a year? A month? It's a lot of money. It's more money than I was willing to pay for it anyway. And now that I'm hooked on using Quixel assets, I basically can't use any other engine. Sorry. Maybe I'll use Crocodile. Crocodile 3D. It's the only engine I have an eye for these days. I'm not even sure it's an engine. I think it's just a 3D modeling software. Anyway, I was just trying to figure out the best placement for a spotlight. I do like that it gets that cute little reflecting bulb from the mount sliding on the floor. That's nice. It doesn't really light the room well though, does it? Like, I feel like there needs to be extra light in here. You know what I mean? Maybe it's because there's no walls or ceilings or floors. Like, if there were walls and ceilings and floors, there'd be extra surfaces for the light to bounce on. Maybe it's also because the light isn't strong enough. 500 lumen light? 1,000 lumen light? 1,000 lumens, like... Saladin WT, thank you for the Prime sub. Thank you so much. Let me... Hold on. Saladin WT with the Prime sub. That's right, move. You're slow off the mark. I saw that way before you. Thank you for your advice and courses only paid in your language. That doesn't matter. You think you'll start with UE? Thank you again. Oh, well, you hang around. You've subscribed with Prime, so I get to open up a cool booster pack if you want to see that. I have to limit myself on my hobbies, otherwise I'd go crazy and I'd just be fine. That's an empty wrapper, get out! Bozo's Bucks. I think, oh yeah, I see what you mean. That's right, we're getting those free subs. Anyway, we got these Unfinity booster packs, collectors of booster packs to unbox. I'm gonna do it anyway. If you're here or not, and I wish you the best of luck on learning game dev and game design or whatever you're aspiring to do. And you know, I don't know what language you need your tutorials in, but a lot of the HUD and UI and systems of Unreal Engine are going to be in English because it's based in the computer science. Most computer programming languages, especially C, are written using a lot of English words, and even in like the Japanese version of Unreal Engine, there's a lot of English to take in. So it might just be worth your time to check out some of the English tutorials, English language tutorials, I should say. They come from all over the world. Anyway, we got ourselves a bar entry. Choose one: destroy target creature with power 4 or greater, or destroy target creature with any part of its head higher than the bar. Align the tops of both cards to check. Yes, and this has the Acorn. I'll look that up actually. After we finished opening this pack of shiny cards, I'll look up what the Acorn ruling is. Seasoned Buttoneer. When Seasoned Buttoneer enters the battlefield, open an attraction. Put the top card of your attraction deck onto the battlefield. Yes. We got another line cutter. Hold on. It's really hard to see what this is. It's very shiny. I honestly... Oh, look. Right. Oh, I see. There's a guy in the background. He seems fine. There's like a smoke cloud here. Oh no, that is from him, right? Okay, so they've slashed that guy's spacesuit, and he's zipped off in a big gold comedy loop-de-loop. I see now. When Line Cutter enters the battlefield, roll to visit your attractions. Impounding Lotbot. Artifact creature robot. When impounding Lotbot enters the battlefield, you may say, "Incarcerate" in a robot voice. If you do, exile another target artifact or enchantment until impounding Lotbot leaves the battlefield. That's so funny. A real handful. Yo. As long as one or more hands are touching a real handful, it gets +2/+2. As long as 2 or more hands are touching a real handful, has menace. As long as 3 or more hands are touching a real handful, has lifelink. Hang on. You would have to be playing in a commander deck situation for that. I don't think that's... Oh, it has an Acorn. Okay, it has an Acorn, so I'm freaking out right now. Strength testing hammer. Whenever a equipped creature attacks, roll a 6-sided die. The creature gets +X+0 until the end of turn where X is the result. Then if it has the greatest power or is tied for greatest power among creatures on the battlefield, draw a card. Equip 3. That's pretty rad. That is no acorn on this one, though. So I'm thinking the acorn ones are the ones that are banned. Because that seems really reasonable. That seems like a reasonable card that would just go into the game. The Fortune Teller attraction. Very shiny, very mystique, very mysterious. Visit Scry 1. Today's fortune. To avoid sudden doom, make sure to insert additional tokens to continue. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Surprise party. I see that you're still here, Saladin. If you want to check out Unity development, we have a whole bunch of friends. Basically, all of the developers that I know on Twitch, that's a lie. About half the developers that I know about on Twitch use Unity instead of Unreal. I don't know why, but they seem to like it a lot. So, if you want to check those out, we have some... Does Baraki use Unity? I can't remember. But Irish John Games definitely uses Unity. So, if we just... You can see my hand. Oh, no. I'm not even typing. Oh, no. You saw nothing. That is the correct channel. You can check him out before you make any massive snap judgments whether you like Unreal or not. But I do like Unreal. Macaroni hands. Yeah. I got a macaroni hand. All right. Surprise party. Enchantment. When surprise party enters the battlefield, yell surprise and put onto the battlefield any number of printed clown robot tokens that aren't touching each other that you hid on the battlefield before you cast surprise party, and that weren't spotted by an opponent before you cast surprise party. Robots you control get +1/+0 and have vigilance. See, that has an acorn, and I'm starting to think that's not something you could put in a real deck. Octo Opus. Galaxy Rare Octo Opus, hello. This is what we paid for. The Galaxy Rare cards. When Octo Opus enters the battlefield, create a 4/4 blue octopus performer creature token named Contortionist with, at the beginning of your upkeep, you may fold this token in half. It becomes 2/2, then 1/1, half, and so on. Sacrifice Octo Opus. Draw a card, an additional card for each of Contortionist's folds. Oh my god. And that has the acorn. I don't think that would be... No. How would it? Sora Flora. Intergalactic Icon. Oh wow. Legendary creature human guest. What is going on there? I don't know. Is it like a capelet? Or is an equipment you control attached to Sora Flora Intergalactic Icon affect other creatures you control as though those orders and equipment were attached to them? Or stickers and counters in Sora Flora affect other creatures you control as those stickers are on them? What the fripp? That is so OP. That is beyond OP. And it has the acorn. And it is Galaxy Rare. And we got a Galaxy Rare Brim's Barone Midway Mobster. Human Rogue. When Brim's Barone Midway Mobster enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on each creature that you control that has a hat. Brim's Barone Midway Mobster has a menace as long as you're wearing a hat. Yes. Here we have our silver border card, the Grand Calculatron, white-blue. Legendary artifact. When the Grand Calculatron enters the battlefield, each player's hand becomes a program. An ordered row of revealed cards. Players can only play the first card of their program. If a card would be to put into a player's hand from anywhere, a player reveals it and places it anywhere within his or her program instead. At the beginning of each player's step, if that player's program has fewer than 5 cards, he or she draws cards equal to the difference. Wow, what the hell? Vorthos, Steward of Myth. Oh, is this the gamer? The gamer, but with the Jetsons up. Vorthos, Steward of Myth, enters the battlefield. Choose a named magic character. Each spell you cast with a chosen character in its name, flavor text or art costs white, blue, black, red, green less to cast. This effect reduces only the amount of color money you pay. That's pretty cool. Acorn cards, which heavily overlap with discontinued silver border cards, are Magic the Gathering cards that are not tournament legal and are not covered by the comprehensive rules. MTG Wiki. Thank you, Reno, for bringing that up. So they are the crazy ones that you're not allowed to really play even in casual because they're so OPBS. Unless you were playing specifically with this set. Anyway, we get a cool island, a space island, planet, space island. And we get a galaxy rare internal mountain. Very magma, very hot, very cool. Hang on. And we get a squirrel token. Hello. And what's on the back of the squirrel token? Treasure token. Yes, treasure. So thank you again, Saladin WT, for the sub, for the cool Prime sub. I hope you find answers to your game dev quandaries. I hope you are satisfied with the answers we tried to provide, and yeah, I hope it all just works out, you know? Not like I'm trying to push people towards, you know, Unreal or anything, but I like it. And if a baby brain like me can make a game in Unreal Engine, I'm sure everyone else in the world could make a cool game in Unreal Engine. So kind of what I want is a point light, right? My word. Light color. It's just a little... I don't like that at all. Oh, I see. It's halfway in and out of the thing. Okay. Just put it up to 100. It's fine. It's still doing the swimming thing. But I just wanted a cool extra little bit of light. 1 candela maybe. 2 candelas. We have IES textures. Oh, of course. Light function material. Oh, of course. We could make a light function material. Should it actually be green? It's just kind of to simulate the local light of all the lamps total, right? Maybe it could be brighter than that. It kind of sucks. Not gonna lie. Like that looks fine, but like we don't have any kind of like area lighting on the chain. There's a whole bunch of stuff lit up there though, so I wonder if just having some walls on this thing would solve all of our problems. It's like now that looks more like a scene, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, now we're talking. Yeah. If we go into game mode, maybe if we don't press any of these keys, kids. Alt 4 to go back to the last one. It's F10. Is this worthy of a screenshot to send to Bolin? Should we put this in the game dev chat, the secret game dev chat that no one's allowed to see? Yes! High resolution screenshot. 1.5. Eight megabytes. Oops. Oops. Ooh, we did bad. Oh. Oh, she's chugging all right. Please specify the capture rectangle. Oh, please. Yeah, that's nice. Smooth. Real fucking smooth Unreal. Apparently there's a button to no, that didn't work either. Smelliest smelly that ever smellied. That's because we were in real time mode. It had to take the whole screen. It gets a bit crusty the closer you get. We have Krita open? No, we closed Krita. GG. Can I just open these with Krita now? No, I cannot. Why are you saving? Oh, it's Unreal. Oh, there we go. So I don't know why the cropping didn't work on that, but it didn't. And here we are, cropping it manually. Manual cropping like savages, I know. Fully Unreal Engine knew what I wanted to crop it to, even though I had told it where I wanted it to crop it to. And it just ignored me. Still apparently 8 megabytes. Oh, it's only 3 megabytes in the export. This one, on the other hand, 26.7 megabytes. That's too big. That is too big, so we'll crop it. I did too good a job at putting that in the center of the screen, god damn it. We won't crop it then. Or maybe we could crop it a little bit, right? How much? What does that look like? That's a huge pick. The actual file is only 8.6, but Discord will only let me send something that's what, 5 megabytes? So we've cut it down from 26 to 19. So that's probably not going to be enough. So I guess after that we just scale image to a new size. And we pick the closest available nice which is 2560. That's 12 megabytes. That's less than half the original size. Should we go further? Would it even be like good to go further? We'll see what this pans out to. .31 megabytes. Let's see if we can send these now then. You need Nitro to send big files. Well, turns out, Reno. Oh, spooky Discord logo. That's cute. Why hasn't that been here the whole month? Turns out, Reno, I'm poor, so I can't afford Discord Nitro. I mean, that's probably a lie. I could probably force myself to afford it, but I don't know, man. There it is, science server. There hasn't been like a screenshot Saturday in a while, so I'll just throw these in. And yeah, no complaints. It must be 5 megabytes. And I'm sure Balint will enjoy the images of the chandelier. Nitro is expensive. Everything's expensive these days. Man. Could I not have a single thing that just wasn't expensive, you know? Could I have something that was, you know, affordable maybe? Big ass guy, no. True. Does it look good, Exodrifter? You think this looks cool? It's based on real mushrooms. It's also maybe based on real chandeliers and real pieces of amber. And I don't know why it's doing that. It's really annoying. Stupid smelly lumen, you stupid smelly noise. It looks cool. Do you disagree? We can fight over it. No. I'm quite happy with how it's turned out. It's taken 3 weeks to build though. And that was after being provided with all the base stuff, and you know, it was tweaking and a tuning and a. It's actually technically not finished because all of these are individual meshes, and they actually need to not be individual meshes. It's haunted. Quite potentially, you know, quite potentially. Anyway, yeah. So theoretically, we can make all of these meshes nanite meshes. Because the sphere that we're using for the amber uses reverse normals so that the front hull is cold instead of the back hull. So you can see into it, but you can't see through it. Which is fair, I think. When you look at a piece of amber, you don't typically look through it, right? You look at the thing inside the amber, and that distracts your viewpoint anyway. I'm not sure about the gem. The gem is up in the air as to whether it can be considered cool or not. I like the cut of the gem. I don't like the color of the gem. I think the gem is probably going to have to be green by the end of the development cycle. Don't ask why. The mushroom caps, as we explained previously, I think it would be a non-trivial task to instance them all, but probably beneficial to performance. Put that on the canary yellow. Put it on the Trello as a projected bug. Performance drop from mushroom rendering. Thank you. Did I not add noise to these? I'm pretty sure I added noise to these. Is there no noise on these now? details. Is it because I didn't normal blend G radius density G gradient strength? Yeah, it's 0.5. There should be Unreal. That should be there we go. There should be some noise to it. Is it just the noise scale is big? Some noise to it now, but it's it's very bright though. Like it's not meant to be that bright. This is probably okay. And like at this point, like we want it to be slightly more like the gradient. And then again, slightly less glowy. Yeah, that'll do. Like the pipes are cool because they're bright green, right? They spill a bit of green light into the surroundings. And oh yeah, the inside of the mushroom cap is, of course. So you can see that that is being underlit by this green pipe. It's pretty nice. And the fronds, I painted those myself. Pretty happy with the mushroom texture. Very simple texture. It's only 512. Half a K, if you would. Anyway, the thing that we need to do is we need to go to the content and we need to go to science meshes. Not that one. Throne and dining. Here we go. You know what you mean by noise in developing, but your brain keeps waiting for the fungi to start humming like a nern root. So I would like to make a folder really quickly. This is going to be called Pieces Chandelier. And we're going to find everything that's called SM Shand, and we're going to put it in there. So I think that's from here, right? SM Shand, lower stalk, upper stalk, shroom cap. Everything, all those combined together to make one singular chandelier. Move here. And then we'll get a whole bunch of redirectors because there's one reference in the scene. And it's going to be a massive pain to fix these up because some of them are going to, yeah, there we go, scratch level. Some of them are going to be like, hey, you've got one of these referenced in your level. And then it'll crack. So there is a large problem with the Unreal Engine. While it has fantastic game runtime garbage collection for assets and stuff, the actual editor itself does not have the wherewithal to do garbage collection at edit time, right? So it just doesn't. If you loaded an asset that's in a map into memory, that asset will be loaded into memory until you close the editor. Which is, I think it's kind of fine, but it's also kind of dumb. It's fine because you don't want a greedy garbage collection process running in your editor. New mentions. Stream schedule. Yeah. You don't want a garbage... Did it not open the engine for me again? Oh, there it is. You don't want a greedy garbage collection collecting data that you're trying to work on while you're working on it, because that leads to way more errors than what we're about to encounter. If we go there now, we should be able to fix them all up basically instantly, because they're not loaded in, and we don't have the map that they're in loaded. There, see, easy peasy, simple as that. And then we go to our testing folder. I don't know why it can't just do that. You know what I mean? Why, if you're trying to fix up a redirector that's referenced in the level that you have open, it just goes, maybe we just close this memory reference for a brief second. A nanosecond, maybe a turbo second. Where'd all those floors go? Oh my god, what happened? Are you okay? Why? What? Anyway, that's why you don't do things with stuff loaded into memory. As much as possible, don't do that. But anyway, we go to our Throne and Dining here. And what we're going to do is we're going to select all of them except for the jewel and make sure Nanite is turned on. Oh, Nanite was not turned on for some of those. Very interesting. Then we double check to make sure it works correctly. Of course. And I found out the node that I was supposed to be using. So we were using a node to try and get the amber to booble out. Like, to be a bit irregular on its surface. And the node that I was using, I think, was some distance field. And you're actually not meant to do that. You're meant to get distance to the nearest object. See, that looks fine, right? That looks as it looked previously. Good. I'm glad we're all on the same page. So now we go back to the Throne and Dining, and we can select in fact, it looked like octopus, very colorful. Thank you. They're mushrooms, but yeah. Oh, I see. It's because we had them under direct sunlight that we had them cranked so high. I guess we'll have to change that based on like how it looks underground actually, but there is a tiny little glowing nub on the inside of those. Don't worry. So I want modeling tools. I want a modeling. And I want to get this, and I want to all of these, not mesh merge. Jacket. Remove hidden triangles from selected meshes. Merge. Self-union meshes to resolve self-intersections. I want to do both, but can we? Cutie Kitty, thank you for the raid. Welcome back. How are you doing? How was your stream? What were you streaming? How did you get on? It looks fine. Right? Oops. Wireframe me. It looks fine, but is it fine? I get the feeling that the chain link is not going to be fine. Oh, yeah. Okay, the chain link is having a bit of a rough time. There are some edges which overlap and don't agree with each other there. You're in pain. You wanted to fix the GUI and you broke it. That's what happens when you try and fix the GUI. I'm afraid doing anything with a user interface is illegal. But at least you tried, right? At least you didn't look at a broken UI and go, yeah, I can submit this to a jam. Unlock. But the GUI wasn't working properly anyway. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't. I want to jacket these two meshes, right? 100% want to jacket these two meshes. Oh wow. When did the chain link have so many polys to it? What the fuck? It doesn't, like, the actual shape of the chain link doesn't lend itself to having that many polys. What are you doing? Cancel. Just this one. Just this one. Simplify. Where is the simplify mesh? Just simplify my mesh, bro. Smooth mesh surface. Doesn't really smooth it, does it? Fast implicit. That looks the smoothest. Yo. Can you break something that's already broken? I mean, I did, so no judgment here. Does that look right? Like, it just annoys me that there's these weirdo sharp edges on the chain link, which is meant to be like a chain link, you know? Where is Lords? Prime Codec von Shrink. We don't live in the Lord Dark Ages anymore. There are no Lords. There are only millions of triangles rendered to the screen at any one time. Brazilians of triangles rendered to the screen at any one time. What's this face for? The engine makes us LODs for us. The engine uses voxel mesh retopography to generate automatic LODs. And it also uses nanite, so we don't actually need to use any of those LODs because they're horrible. With the nanite enabled, yes. Apparently the Nintendo Switch can handle nanite, so... Air quotes can, air quotes handle. Am I right? That looks fine, right? Accepto. And it's going to change all of them because they're all the same mesh. Accept. Beautiful. Isn't that a nicer... Look at that. Isn't that a nicer chain link? So you can see it right now. You can see it happening in the wireframe. If you look very closely, you can see that the meshes are slowly and steadily replaced with shittier and shittier meshes. Automatically. Hey, Berlin. Did you see the screenies? Did you see the screen caps? The capsules of Screeno? I'm sorry I'm messing with your meshes again. I was just smoothing out the chain links so they were a bit more beautified. Isn't that nice? They have a less of a point at the edges now. It's amazing. I mean, you made it, so what can I say? Anyway, simplify. Where's the simplify? Subdiv? No, the other one. The opposite of subdiv. Simplify, there it is. UE standard. I don't feel like that's particularly simple or particularly fide. Geometry on half-hour detailed, so you thought you don't have LODs on for so. Oh, you mean this? Yeah, it's foliage, but that's a work in progress, I'm afraid. I'm very talented. I mean, I do try. I do try to keep up at least the appearance of being talented. Thank you. But I think you are far more talented and knowledgeable, especially about ants. I mean, could you even consider that I know practically nothing about ants? Facts. How many triangles is this anyway? It's that right? That's not it. It's 282, right? 282 verts. I don't even care. That's fine. What's this? 406. What's the boss? What's the ceiling boss? 299. Okay. 282. Okay, maybe I do care a little bit, but not massively. It's also nanite enabled, so it shouldn't matter. I'm not going to simplify it. Hey. I'm just not going to do it. So, bite me. Jacket. The only thing I have a problem with here is this. He's getting rid of him. It doesn't give me an option for naming this, but it is just going to put it here, right? Okay, jacket wasn't what we wanted. Self-union selected meshes and resolve self-intersection. I think it's this. Mesh merge. Trim flaps. Try and fix holes. Try collapse edges. Show new boundaries. There are no new boundaries. But there are a whole bunch of extra verts on the bottom face. Handle inputs, delete inputs, asset creation in this folder. SM, Shand, ceiling, boss, merged. And it gives you the option to name this, but it insists on putting a hex code at the end. Like, I didn't name it what I wanted to name it. Oh no, panic. Stupid engine and stupid stupids. Do the same thing for this, I guess. SM Shand chain. What do you call this thing? Attachment point? What did I call over here? Chain mount. Okay. I think chain of fools. What kind of a reference is this? Rita, what kind of reference are you making here? I don't know what kind of reference this is. Is it a music reference? I'm confused. We do the same thing for this. Merge. SM Shand body lower. Stuck in your head. Do you know what I have stuck in my head right now? Alberto Balsam by Apex Twin. I don't know why either. Really, really. It's been the source of a couple of memes recently. I just can't stop hearing it. So here's the question. Do we do the chain links? So we're gonna have to actually merge these together as well. What a waste of time that was. Right to first impact object. SM Shan Chain Mount M. Yes. That was a waste of time. Oh, I bother doing that. But these enable nanite. Save. So I think the idea is we're going to leave these as individual chain links. Nice automatic reduction nanite. What the hell is that? It just leaves all of the data there. Let's remesh it. Uniform. Shape preserving. Target triangle count. What is the current target triangles? 566. Somehow I don't believe you. Nanite triangles, 5208. Get some spideries. I don't like it. We'll just leave it as it is. Nanite doesn't like that, but I don't like it any other way. So here we are, entirely uncompromised. GG. So I was going to merge all of the chandelier parts into each other. But I don't think it's necessary. I think if we construct a chandelier blueprint that calls to an asset instancer and actually just instances the assets for us, it might be well worth our time just to do that instead. What's that shadow from? Doesn't that just look like a metal slime from Dragon Quest? I guess that's what they are. But, yeah, cool. Good bit of work there. Good bit of crank. It is 9 p.m. by the way, kids. I don't know if you noticed that. It's 9 p.m. where I live. Oh, you can't see it because the clock is underneath me. Hold on, no, you definitely can't see it. Or Hershey's Kiss. No. We do not like Hershey's Kisses around here, I'm afraid. They are not the favored sweet. Maybe we should have had a little bit of a lip on the end of that, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It is fine. It is fine. They aren't that good. Yeah, I don't like the taste. Like American chocolate just ain't it. You know what I mean? Let's put the room back together somehow. mass-produced chocolate isn't good in America. Hey, look, it fixed it. Oh, we could have kept the ceiling too if we dragged it out. I don't know why it just changed the pivot point of those meshes specifically. It's kind of weird that it would do that. You've had good stuff that was homemade. I've never heard of a homemade chocolate. That's crazy. Where's the found him, don't worry. Beautiful. We actually probably need another one to block off the light that's like excess from the sun to get a good good readout in the old dude dabba doo hickey. Swoop. This is not on the floor though, is it? It looks fairly well lit. It's a poorly laid out room, but it's fairly well lit now, at least by the center light. And there are extra lights to go in. There are oh, hello. Oh wow. There are wall lights. Remember, there's a wall light mushroom. So there's that. The outer cone might be a little bit wider than that. Let's take it up to 75. Oh yeah, then we get a cool shadow on the walls at least. It's quite stark. I don't know if a Nintendo Switch can deal with shadows like this, but hot damn, does it look nice. Hot diggity. Hoi! Oh! That was extremely fun. Exciting and productive. I think next time we'll do something. Oh no, we got a light leak. Hold on. As an ex source mapper, I cannot abide by a light leak. No sir. No siree, Bob. Oh, hello. An illuminating stream. Oh wow, God, hit me right at the end there. How long were you holding that one in for? Come on. Cheeky save, and that will be. It will turn real time off, so my PC just doesn't eat ass for the whole. That's better. At least an hour. God damn it. Well, let me do the talk out and we'll find someone cool to raid. So, thank you everyone for coming to watch the live video. If you came to watch the live video, thank you. It's a long one today. My goodness gracious me. Kleber for the shout out. Thank you, Kleber, for the raid. Thank you, Bardaki, for the shout out. Thank you, Evac Creatives Marjun, for the follow and the offer of graphic design, always required in this barren environment of no graphic designers. Thank you, Nosamore 2 Based, for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Hope you enjoy it here. Thank you, Saladin WT, the Prime sub. Hope you find your engine of your dreams, and I hope you become educated in those engines as fast as humanly possible. And thank you, Cutie Kitty, for the raid as well. Also, please check out all the awesome streamers that we shouted out today and all the other awesome streamers that we didn't shout out, but probably just because we forgot to shout out them. Thank you for coming to watch the video on demand. If you came to watch the video on demand, and as always, I will see you in the next episode.